I really want to take the opportunity to thank everyone coming out. It's a pleasure to have a lot of people here already. It's a pleasure to see a lot of old faces and new faces. And I want this to be an education. Everyone can learn from what my journey was in life and what I've done already and what I'm still doing and where I'm still going, because I'm not ending. It's just the beginning. But how would I say? It's a no-nonsense bullshit that I do not put up with stuff. A lot of people in the room that know me will tell you, I'm gonna tell you the honest truth of everything. And that, I think, will go a long way in the long run, because I can't lie, because then the next day I gotta figure out what I said to you and not lie. And I gotta do another lie. I'm no good at that, at all. So once again, I wanna appreciate everyone that came out, and you're gonna hear a little bit about my stories of my life, what I've done already, and what I'm still doing, and where I'm still going. And some of you will probably be part of the journey to see, and we'll take it from there.
You know, I saw a couple of eyes get wide when I said this property is 4 square blocks. It's unheard of in New York City for somebody to own that. Not too many people own that. Valued at $140 million. I want to start the question off with that. How did you get this property, and how did you end up funding a deal like this?
This one here was basically, when I first started in construction, I used to work here. I used to come and do work for the owner. So the owner of the property was Pal Salvage. So it was a big company that did, many years ago, you would donate your clothes. So you would donate your clothes and into the bins. I don't know if a lot of the neighborhoods had these blue bins, and you would throw your clothes in there. So I used to come here, the wall would fail, you know, they would break something, the truck would break something, he wanted to do extensions, and I would do the construction, because I was in the beginning was HL General Contractors. And that's how I did that. And I started having a relationship with them and speaking to them. And I always used to tell Frank, when you go to sell this, I want this. So mind you, I'm only about 18, 19 years old when I started working here, you know, doing work for him. And he would say, okay, Sonny boy, all right, no problem, no problem. But I also got good friends with Lena, which was his secretary. And then I met his wife. So he knew I was a hustler. He knew I was always trying to move up on the level and always moving up and moving up. And I always did the right thing to him. I always used to charge him, not crazy, I would just do what I had to do. So make a long story short, he passes away. The wife wants to do nothing with business anymore, doesn't want to do anything. So she happens to tell Lena, hey, call Humberto and see if he wants the property. I swear to God, I'm with my wife in Florida, signing a contract on a condo that I bought at the beach at Ocean Drive. And I'm signing that, I'm in closing, and I get this phone call, and they say, hey, Frank passed away. I said, okay, listen, I'll fly back tomorrow, and I'll go say, he says, forget it. They buried him already, but she wants us out. And I'm like, you sure? She says, yes, she's out. Her 2 daughters were driving her crazy. They only want the money. They don't want no more business. And that's what happens a lot in families. If they're dragged into something, they don't want the business anymore. They want to dump it. So someone else's loss is someone else's gain. So I wind up buying this property from her. There's a lot more to it, but there was also a part where I happened to get a home equity loan. Remember, I'm just starting out. I don't have a lot of money. I don't have a lot of anything. But God gave me the home equity loan, the house I live in, Staten Island, got that home equity loan, and I was able to get the $200,000 from there to put down as a down payment. So that was just a deposit on the contract. The whole money, I think, was $1.4 million, $1.5 million to come up with for what I purchased. I think I bought this for like 8, 9 million, 10 million, right around there. Back then, you're going back almost 20-something years ago. I was doing a building on Van Brunt Street, a 6-family and a 3-family, and I was renovating that, and I was finishing it. Time was running out because it only gave so much time to do the close on the deal. Make a long story short, I go back to finish that building right away, rent it out, and that's the time I met Popular Bank. Popular Bank is when I met them, and that was the ones that gave me the mortgage on that property. I was able to stabilize that property, get the million something out of there. I swear to you, 2 weeks later, a week later, I had to hurry up and do the closing. So the ink wasn't dry, the money wasn't even in the bank. It just went to this bank, into her pocket. And that's all it was. And it was just a blessing of the relationships of what I had with banks. You know, and when I got that money, then I got that. But also at the same time, then I had to find money every month because there was no tenants in here. This was all empty. So that was the other part of construction, having see, real estate is one part of things, right? You have to have money coming up from some other place. So the construction company is what I had, that's brought in the money. So the jobs that I was doing, that's where the money came from. Got the money from the construction, threw it back in this property. Every month here, I think at that time was $37,000 a month. And there was only an income of $6,000. Plus construction, doing the construction at the same time. Yeah, there was some sleepless nights, believe me, because 30 days like that. And the next day already is the next mortgage payment. And it was interest only. So when your ass wakes up and knows that you needed another payment of $37,000 in a few weeks, and then
That's a car every month.
That's
a car every month.
That's a car every month. And it was just stabilizing and then renting it out and then hurrying up and then hustling and get someone in to rent it out and fix it. And I took steps by step. But it's a long journey on that. But it was a blessing though. At the end, you know, you're sitting on 4 square blocks that I did it so much because I felt that it was such a hard thing and I challenged myself, but also at the same time, when you get an opportunity to buy 4 square blocks, everything in there, walk through the corners and come back around and own everything there, I don't know anyone, I'm trying to figure out who still owns it. I know a lot of people own straight blocks, but some, maybe I'll Google and see who else did it. But when you get an opportunity like that, I call this a trophy property. They're once in a lifetime, you're probably not in your lifetime, have it and get an opportunity to buy it.